Hey yo interneters, welcome back to another video. And so if you follow me from the beginning, you know that I already know how to do the fundamental tricks before I started posting videos on YouTube. And so since Dylan suggested that I should learn how to do the finger pass, I kinda already know how to do the finger pass, so today's video is gonna be more of a tutorial for you. For those of you who do not know, the finger pass is when you take the pen and then you just pass it through each finger. You know what, I'll just show it to you instead. And so yeah, it's not that good of a finger pass, but it's decent enough for a casual pin spinner like me. The finger pass is one of the fundamentals in pin spinning, but to me, in my opinion, it's one of the hardest fundamentals to master or to perfect. And so I think for me, it took roughly about several months before I'm able to get to the point where you saw me doing the finger pass in the previous clip. And personally for me, in my opinion, I don't think you need to worry too much about the finger pass. I think the movement of actually passing the pin through each finger slot is more important than actually getting the speed and the smoothness down. For the speed and the smoothness of passing the pin through each finger slot, that will come with time. You don't have to worry too much about actually getting it like to that level. All you have to worry about is actually getting the pin to actually pass through each finger slot. And so with all of that being said, we'll just get right into the video. Oh, and please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button as well, because that will help the channel out a lot, and I appreciate that. So to do the finger pass, you want to hold your hand on its side, and for the video I'll be holding it palm up so that you can see, or the camera could capture what I'm doing easier. And so for me, when I do the finger pass, I like to hold it between my thumb and my index finger. And from there, I'll reach below the pin with my middle finger. And then from there, I'll lift my middle finger on top of my index finger. And then from there, the pin will be on horizontally or parallel against the ground. And from there, I'll take my ring finger and reach under the pin. And then after that, I'll slowly remove my index finger. And from there, the pin will swing down. And then once when it swings down, you'll move your your ring finger on top of the middle finger, and from there you reach under the pin with your pinky and then slowly remove your middle finger. And this is the hard part, to have the smoothness of the pin, transitioning from the bottom of the pin with your middle finger to on top of it. And yeah, so from there, once you get the pinky on top of your ring finger, you just push down with your middle finger and the pin will roll over, and from there your middle finger goes below your ring finger, and then you reach over and push it down with your index finger. And from there, that is pretty much the finger pass at its mechanics, or the techniques to do the finger pass. And so yeah, that's pretty much all there is to doing the finger pass. And as I mentioned previously, it is one of the fundamentals in pin spinning tricks, but at the same time it's very hard to master. And so here are some tips that I did to help me improve my finger pass, and hopefully it will help you improve as well. So the first thing I want you to pay attention to is the position of your fingers. So when I'm holding the pin between my thumb and my index finger, my other three fingers already bent and curved down. And so that way it will make it easy for my middle finger to reach below the pin and under it and push it up, right? And so as I'm transitioning to slot 2 and 3, my ring finger and my pinky is already curved and bent down. So as the pin is spinning over or swinging over, all I have to do is lift it up with my ring finger. And from there, when it is in slot 2 and 3, you pay attention to my pinky. It's already bent down, so that way when the pin swing up, all I have to do is reach under the pin with my pinky and I'll just lift it up, right? And so when you get to finger slot 3 and 4, this is the tricky part, because when you're moving the pin above your ring finger, you have to go from the bottom position of your middle finger, from under the pin to on top of the pin to push it down so it could roll over. Now, the faster you're able to do this with your middle finger, the smoother it will look in the finger pass, and that is the hardest part. And all you need is a lot of practice for that, to build muscle memory. And so if you manage to get your fingers to get into position to grab the pin in the right position, you should increase the smoothness of the pin when you're passing it through each finger slot. Now, the hardest one will be the ring finger, because you'll be below the pin, and then after you have to quickly transition to being on top so you can push it the next go around. So that will be pretty hard, and if you manage to get that down, your pin should go and you will be able to do the finger pass very smoothly. At the end of it all, doing the finger pass takes a lot of practice, and it takes a very long time before you get it down, to get the speed, to have a consistent speed, to have the smoothness, and to make it look aesthetically pleasing. Another small tip that may help you depends on where you grab the pin. So I'm gonna open up my pin a little bit so you can see the center of gravity a little bit better. So where my pin center of gravity is where you see that line is. And so what I like to do is, when I'm holding the pin, I like to hold it very near the center of gravity of my pin. And from there, when I'm grabbing it to the next slot, which is slot 1 and 2 now, I like to hold it slightly above the center of gravity, but as close to the center of gravity of my pin as possible. That way, when you're holding slightly above it and as close to it as you can, the pin can have that swing to it. And the closer you're holding it to the center of gravity, when you're switching it to the next finger slot, it'll be a lot better, right? So like, as I'm grabbing it with my ring finger this time, I'm trying to grab it at as close as I can to the center of gravity, right? And you can see it here. This is as close as I can without making it feel awkward between my other fingers. And if you notice, I'm still slightly above it as the pin is dangling between my two of those fingers. And so as I'm lifting it up and grabbing it with my next finger, it's trying to be as close to the center of gravity as possible. And this helps with the speed of the pin and to make it look even when you're doing the finger pass. Like, the pin doesn't look wobbly or anything like that. It looks very symmetrical. And this also helps with the speed, because the closer you're with the center of gravity, the better it'll flip around each finger slot. And so I think this is one of the other things that you should be paying attention to. And if you notice, as I'm grabbing it with the other rotation of the pin, like as it's going down one way and it's going back the other, I'm trying to maintain that consistency of grabbing it near the center of gravity. And so yeah, that's pretty much another tip that you can do. And so that's all there is to the tutorial and to the finger pass. I hope that you'll be able to get the finger pass down, and if you're still struggling, I'll do my best to see what other advice I can get to you, but at the end of it all, it is mostly dedicating a lot of time and practice into it. If you haven't done so already, please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for more future videos like this. And also, I want to mention that starting from next week, the next week coming up, so on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'll be posting more video. I'll still keep the Pokemon video for Monday and me learning a new pin trick on Friday, and Wednesday will be random. It will just be like random videos, whether it's more pin spinning video to try to catch up with suggestions or any other type of ideas that I'll have, but it won't be as frequent that I will be posting on Wednesday. It will just be every now and then. Like always, thanks for watching, and until next time.